Hey crew, I've got the key to this Li Auto Mega, and today we're gonna see what it's like to live with an electric van from China. I feel pretty honored to do this because there aren't many people in the US who have actually driven this vehicle, and it looks wild on the outside. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like inside and driving it. I'll start with the spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19 and a half feet long. I've got the Mega parked about an inch from the edge, sitting next to an electric Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon that my wife is reviewing. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She's got that one parked just a few inches from the edge. And with that spacing, there is lots of room to walk between the vehicles. We could wheel a double wagon or stroller through for our kiddos. Although, when it is plugged in to our level 2 home charger like this, that does limit the room a little bit. The nose of the Mega is hovering over the gutter at the front of my driveway. And at the back, where it's just lobbed off right here, there is just enough space to walk in front of the hedge on the path to my front door. Now, because China's charging connector type is GBT, I did need to use this adapter for my J1772 level 2 input, but that worked really well, and I was able to fully replenish this 102.7 kilowatt hour battery overnight. And when first getting inside, the key fob has already told the van to unlock the doors on my approach, so the flush mounted door handles, this one actually doesn't move at all, but the front driver door handle has popped on out for me to grab and open up. I'm going to wait until I'm parked next to someone in a lot to show you the real door opening space. That's one defined notch though, and there's the second one. That's a great entry, and with the air suspension having lowered to the access height, it is so easy for me to get inside. I barely have to raise up my leg for this lower step, and then I just duck my head slightly on the way in and close up that door. That's pretty solid. Hey cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the Li Auto Mega. In this video, I want to see if the American lifestyle is suited to a Chinese van. And before I get too far ahead of myself, I wanted to clarify, this vehicle is not sold in the US, and there are no immediate plans for it to be sold here. It's not for our market, but I just wanted to see if we're missing out on anything, not having these kind of vehicles here. And to that end, the units of measure are all going to be for overseas markets. The range is in kilometers. The temperature is in Celsius, and there are some menus that I can't read at all because they're in Chinese. I'm going to do my best though, and I want to start with the range. It says we've got 99% charge, and that equates to 704 kilometers, which roughly translated is about 440 miles. But that is on the CLTC testing regimen. If that were the EPA rated range, it would be something like 350 miles, which is pretty solid for this size of vehicle and weight, but it's not earth-shattering. Before I get out of here, I want to show you where I would stick the items I bring with me every day, like my iPhone 15 Pro, which sits easily on one of 2 wireless charging pads, which have these fans in them to keep the phone cool. The key fob is sitting on the spot where it's indicated, and it's got a rubberized pad to keep that from moving around. Underneath the floating center console, I've got my GoPro accessory case and my Racebox 0 to 60 timer, and there's lots of extra room down here. If it was Mobile Mama driving this vehicle, she'd put her handbag there. Inside this console, there's some stuff they left from the vehicle. I've got my slimline wallet and my sunglasses, and there was no dedicated sunglass storage up above, so I'm thankful that the bottom of the console is felt lined. And inside the door, there was lots of room to fit my 32-ounce water bottle, and there's an additional shelf up here that's leatherette topped. That's so nice. Okay, let me throw on my seatbelt now. And the vehicle is already on the moment I sit in this seat. I'm gonna pull down the gear selector that will release the parking brake. And I can also pull up the camera system just by clicking up here. And that is vivid, lots of different angles to choose from. I'm gonna roll on forward. And even though it was in the access height, it's already raised up a little bit. And it clears easily the gutter with the curb ramp's help. And I'm going to clear my neighbor's basketball hoops on my way out. There's obviously a ton to unpack with a vehicle like this, and I'm hoping I get to most of it as I just run around town. I've got some errands to get to first. And the first thing I have to point out is that these seats are some of the most comfortable I have ever sat in. They're plush. They've got support. There are all these different ways you can adjust them. They're heated, they're ventilated, they're massaging, and the massaging part is pretty impressive as well. So I've got a pull up. This part gets kind of confusing. All right, there are a lot of different modes and settings. Keep my eyes up on the road. That part's in Chinese. Okay, I can get here. We know how to do this. Let's go to the climate. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Then massage. And look at all these options. That's a ton. Okay, body activation, that sounds good. Turning it on. And, oh, I'm starting to relax already. That's good. Ooh, that's cool. The head-up display has a blind spot camera shown in the HUD. I've never seen that before. I've seen it here on a gauge cluster, but there isn't a gauge cluster in front of the driver. It's on the head-up display. That's really useful. And it's a very large head-up display as well. Hopefully you guys can see that. And also some of that information is repeated here on this little touchscreen. So I have the speed, which is in kilometers. So I'm trying to roughly translate in my head. 0.62 of that should be fine, I hope. It will tell you more than just the speed as well. If you drag down, then it'll give you height adjustments for the head-up display, and you can change the information on there. You can also tap it. And it will also let you choose from your power mode settings, aka your accelerator response levels. You've got like 6 calibrations for that, and your air suspension height. I wish in addition to these options, you could change the damper firmness and perhaps the level of regen braking, but you do have to go into the infotainment for that, and that's kind of like a Tesla. You would have to change all that in the screen. Here, you can also change the steering resistance. I've got that in sport, of course. And though I am in the strongest of regen braking levels, it's not a full one-pedal drive experience. If I take my foot off the accelerator, keep in mind these are kilometers, the slowing that happens is very gentle. It would be the equivalent of like a low level of regen braking in other EVs. And I feel like that's something this vehicle is missing out on, because one-pedal driving around town is really convenient. I'm gonna jog back to the menu screen here because I have to pull this up to show you. The name for their suspension system is the Magic Carpet Air Suspension. Have we heard Magic Carpet somewhere else before? Yes, Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce calls their suspension Magic Carpet Ride. And that's a total rip on that, but I'm okay with it because the ride quality in the Mega is seriously Rolls-Royce good. I know that sounds sacrilegious, but I mean it. The level of float and insulation from changes in road surface and defects, undulations, potholes, manhole covers, I mean, you name it, is incredible. It is so relaxing to drive the Mega around town. Never do I feel tension in my shoulders as I'm approaching something that looks like it should rattle me. And mixed with the seat comfort and my fluffy pillow and my massage and my visibility, I can see everything so easily out of that giant front windshield. These side windows are nice and large to cut down on blind spots, big tall side glass, lots of light entering the cabin. Gosh, it's tranquil. Keeping the Rolls-Royce comparison in my mind, though I would stop short of saying this is as quiet as a Rolls, it's really close because the coefficient of drag of this vehicle is so low. It's 0.215. It's actually lower than a Porsche Taycan, a vehicle that's slammed down to the road surface and is just aero slicked with the design. This is a van, and it's slipperier through the air. It also has dual laminate on all the glass, and so inside the car at speed, you just hear muffled tones of things around you. They're not amplified at all. And I drove by a lawnmower a moment ago, and I barely heard it. I have many more thoughts to share, but first, my errand. I've got to return my old internet modem here at Spectrum. So exciting. That does give me a chance to park this bad boy, so I'm going to reverse into this space right here. Let me pull on forward a little more before I click up on the gear selector. Then using all my camera angles and my trajectory lines. I like that wheel shot. It's pretty cool. Proximity sensors are also on hand to help get me close. That one's useful too. Bird's eye, of course. And we're good. Let's go return internet equipment. It'll be fun. Come on. And that, my friends, is what we call a fail. Yeah, I was expecting just to hand back the box with the modem in it, and they were like, it's going to be a 45-minute wait, to which I responded, thank you, bye-bye. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for that. But this experience, being in this crowded parking lot, was still informative because people came out of the woodwork when I first got here to be like, what is that thing? Where can I buy it? How much does it cost? To which I responded, it's a Chinese van. You can't buy it anywhere, and it would be about $72,000, roughly equated to USD, if there weren't tariffs and other things like that. At which point they kind of lost interest. But it was still cool. People really think this thing is rad. Also, while I was in there, I remembered this vehicle has a ton of voice commands and AI blended in with that camera there and that one there. So if I spoke fluent Chinese, I could tell it to do a whole bunch of things. But I don't. So the voice assistant should wake up if I say, Li Xiang Dong Shui. But I probably butchered that, so it doesn't want to. Let's try the steering wheel control. 关闭这个。我在关前遮阳帘，要注意哦。I said close this, and it knew I was pointing at the sunroof, so it closed the sunshade. That's really cool. My kids will love that, if I can teach them Chinese. Anyway, let's go. And a very American thing to do is to go through a drive-thru, so I'm headed to Raising Cane's. Could I get a 4-finger combo? With a Coke, and instead of the toast, can I do extra fries? You're all set. Thank you. And I'm really thankful for the cameras here, so I don't have any scrapies of the wheels in those tight quarters.
There you go, and you're all set.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that, Lee.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. You too. Got my food, and honestly, this is a pretty long van. I'm impressed with the maneuverability through there. Since I am lunching on the go here, it helps a lot that the console makes for a perfect table to hold the food, and the ride is so good that I'm not worried about it sloshing off anywhere. Cup holders are securely holding the beverage, too. You can't tell Mobile Mama I'm eating French fries without her, okay? She'll be upset. Oh man, that's good. All right, now that I'm recharged, while there's still a good amount of charge in this battery, I gotta do a real world 0 to 60 test. So I've got my race box set up here. I'm in the optimal drive mode for max performance. Holding, letting go. And, oh, there's the surge. Getting to 60 in 4.78 seconds. It was a gentle start, but a powerful shove. And now that I have joined up with the highway, I want to see about the mid-range passing power. Okay. That is so much more forceful than the acceleration from a dig. Blind spot monitoring and cross traffic working, but you spot a gap and you can get there. Wow. The neck pillow makes it so much better because I just get more comfortable as I accelerate. But I should back it down now. Let me get out of the fast lane and move to the normal drive mode. I'm going to quiet up and listen to the cabin volume at highway speeds now. I will say I heard that Camry pretty distinctly as it passed by me. But even on this louder road surface, tire noise is effectively nil, as is wind noise. So you just get some traffic noise. That's it. And that is not going to disrupt my zen if I were to commute in the Mega. And for that commute, in theory, there are a bunch of driving assistance features, including hands-free highway driving, so it will do the adaptive cruise control, it'll do the lane centering, even on curves, it will even change lanes for you, but those systems don't really work here on US highways. I'll show you. I'm just going to click down twice on the selector, and it's going to work for a little while, and I can adjust the speed, dialing this up, not touching the wheel, and it's staying in the center. But after a while, it's just going to want to change lanes and take me off the highway because it's confused. Then again, maybe it's not confused. Maybe it's in my head reading my thoughts because the exit it took was perfect for me to go to Moon Goat Coffee Roasters, and I didn't get coffee this morning. Wild. Let's go. Iced decaf latte. Perfect for my sensitivity to caffeine And what does my sense of sight say? Well, that's a lot of S words. About the styling, another one, of this Mega. It's like a dystopian future people mover. And I'm thinking, is it weird and different like a Cybertruck, which I hated in photos, then I kind of liked in person before I then started to loathe it in general? Would I also sour on the shape of this van? Really killing it with the S words, Miles. Nicely done. Look at the rake of that windshield. It's so gentle, goes on forever. Or would I just sort of embrace the funkiness of this van? I guess it being so unusual, never seeing anything like this on the roads, I'm into it for now. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. What else do us Americans like? Big stores, buying large quantities of things. That sounds like Costco. So let's make a run. And rather than wasting valuable mental and physical energy parking myself, I'm gonna let the Mega do it for me. So here on the screen, I can choose to have the vehicle self-park with me inside, or I hit RPA, get out, hold this button for 2 seconds, and the blue lights indicate that no one is inside. So if people are around, they're going, all right, it's got the blue lights, it's doing the parking job itself. Oh, no, you gotta, it's smart enough to see the person just drove right behind the vehicle as it was backing up with the reverse lights on. And it's still finding its way into the space. Oh, it's gonna correct. Sorry, I'm confusing it. That's what I'm talking about. Margin on both sides, just about perfect. And I didn't have to lift a finger. We are not messing around with today's Costco run. I filled this cart effectively to the brim, and some of these things are gonna make sense when you see the activity I have planned tomorrow, like the cornhole set, that'll make sense. But the American flag, that's just the American lifestyle. You buy one when you see one. All right, let's see what we got going on back here. Looks like quite a bit of room behind the third row. A normal Costco run, I probably wouldn't need to fold down that third row of seats, but I do have some long items that are likely going to exceed these dimensions. So I'll get those down in a sec with the power folding controls, but I did want to point out there's additional space underneath the floor as well. Let me hit these buttons here, and with a single touch, they will fold. Now, unlike the internal combustion vans available in the US, the batteries of the Mega are in the floor, so there isn't room for the seats to then stow there. So these have to stay like this, but this is still ample space for me to work with. Well, look at that. I think I did a fine job Tetrising everything in there nicely. And I kept it all low, so visibility out the back won't be obstructed at all, even though it's pointless because there's a digital rearview mirror to see right through it anyway. But the point still stands, and there's just enough room left for America. America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Can't hold that note, but it fits! So after returning my cart like a responsible adult, the Li Auto Mega is most definitely Costco approved. Yes, Americans love their shopping, but they also like their relaxing. And there may be no better place in a car to relax than the Mega. I'm convinced.
Yeah, these are the nicest seats I've ever sat in, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. These are incredible seats. In the second row to have, I mean, not only heating, venting, massaging, but like the ability to recline to the level you can.
Right.
I need to turn on her royal seat.
What?
Okay, so first I'm going to use a gesture to open this screen.
Rear screen is opening.
Okay, that's going to come down. A massive, beautiful 3K display that actually will interact with the front two screens too, because you can use like gestures to grab things and throw them to the screen.
Whoa.
Sometimes the gestures work, sometimes they don't. I also don't know what I'm doing here. But anyway, and obviously this content is not for American audiences, but you can sync up your Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone to then have internet, which right now is being charged on the 2 wireless charging pads.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, I was going to turn on your royal seat. So here, hit this button.
Oh.
And you're going to start entering relax mode in 1 second. Here it comes. Are you ready? Also, pillows in the second row, pillows in the third row.
What?
We're gonna get to that in a minute. Let's just say you had a 15-minute break from work.
Adjustment complete.
You could go into nap mode here
Whoa.
and be greeted by these different, just
White noise.
therapeutic
Yeah.
white noises. And it'll also like lock the doors. It will pull up all the blinds that it can and count you down. And
And
then,
then it wakes you up,
yeah,
right?
wake you up right when you're done. Incredible. Also, we've got 4 zones of climate, 2 extra
That's
USB-Cs, and this down here is a cooler or like a mini microwave.
Oh, what?
They say, oh, you can put bottles in there and it's the perfect temp for formula. Great. But how we're going to use it, because our kids are past that stage, is to warm something up. And I'm teasing this because we'll do it a little bit later. But I mean, that's just so cool. Should we try the third row?
Yes.
Okay, let's give it a shot. So the only issue with getting in the back is that the big seats do give you a pretty narrow aisle. But we can make our way through. Yeah.
It wasn't bad for me.
Okay, and I left my seat reclined quite a bit, and I still have knee room. There's foot pocket room.
Whoa.
There's seating for 3 back here, so I guess a total of 7 passengers can sit in this car. Even the armrest is padded. We've got heating in 3 stages. Recline. Let's do it. Oh, you can recline a
Really
good
far
ways.
back.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh, it looks like there's still trunk space too. That's crazy.
I feel like the third row is always like a punishment for people, but this would not be.
It's an afterthought.
This would be great. I would genuinely love a road trip in the third row of this vehicle.
Absolutely.
Okay, but what about kids in car seats?
What about them?
Let's go find out if they fit.
I think they will.
Yeah. Go figure. That took no effort at all to install. And there are 4 top tethers and 4 lower latch anchors. So you can put kids in the third row. And as we saw, there's so much space that they would be fine back there. I really like this van. All right, go to the front seats. Hop up here for a sec. And you know what? I'm going to recline this for you because
What?
you've got acres of room behind you.
Oh my gosh.
This
is crazy.
This is actually nuts. This is a no-brainer. The Li Auto Mega is family approved for Americans with big families too, which is good because they got the whole family loaded up for a baseball game. Yay!
They've never been.
They've never been to a baseball game. Wait,
don't know
real
what-
quick.
oh.
Pause. Turning radius test. I realized I haven't done that yet. Oh, heck yes.
Oh, impressive.
That is such a good turning circle. This is a long van. That's amazing. Okay, yeah, they've never been to a baseball game, so they don't actually know what it's going to be about. But they're going to have so much fun. It's a classic American thing to do. Take me out to the ball game.
Oh.
Take me out to the crowd.
And cut.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Angels. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. I've been doing a lot of singing in this video.
Really?
It's unusual.
Wow.
I
It's
sang
not unusual.
Yeah.
How many songs have you sung?
at least 2, which is more than the normal, which is 1. Anyway, at the baseball game, this is really fun. This vehicle, I think, is going to be perfect for tailgating.
Yes, it is.
Even though it doesn't actually have it tailgated as a lift back, that's semantics. There are going to be
Fine.
things about the features of this vehicle that will be perfectly suited to tailgating activities. And Talia, are you and Romy excited for cornhole? Have they ever played cornhole?
No.
Yeah.
Are you excited to throw bean bags?
Oh yeah,
That's what you have to say, babe. You have to say in
kid language. I didn't. Oh, it's my mistake. Okay, we're gonna throw beanbags. We're gonna ride scooters, and I still have my turn signal on. What am I, 90? And other fun things. Oh wait, speaking of turn signal, I haven't actually listened to the turn signal
Oh, we
sound.
just did.
Well, okay, let's listen to it for another 5 minutes.
Intentionally. How about that?
It's a really chill signal.
Yeah, it's pleasant.
I like it. It's a pleasing tone to my eardrums. You know what probably won't be pleasing, but I'm going to do it anyway?
Singing.
Well, yes, that again.
Oh.
That's actually not what I was going to say, but very true. I'm going to do the horn test. World famous. If you see someone driving recklessly on the road, leaving their turn signal on for 5 or 6 minutes at a time, you're going to use your horn, probably gently, for turn signals, and it's going to sound like, oh, their window is down. I can't do that.
No.
Oh, wait a second. Ready?
Everyone say mega.
Mega.
Mega! Here we go. Mega horn. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Okay.
it's a universal horn
Honestly,
sound.
It's very American.
It sounds like every other horn of every American vehicle I've ever heard. That's
Yeah.
fitting right in. Perfect. We made it to Angel Stadium, everyone.
Woohoo!
Let the fun begin. As Christina commented, wow, Daddy paid for premier parking.
Yeah.
I did. It was a whole whopping extra $1 on StubHub. I really splurged on us,
Wow.
fam.
Do you see those big hats?
Look at the big hats. All right, we parked, and I think I need to commandeer the space next to us to set up some of our fun activities. Look at this setup. Places to sit, places to ride, and places to play with the bean bags. And places to run in circles. Go row, go, go run, go run.
Yay!
Yeehaw! Let's see what you got, Tally. Give it a toss. Go ahead. Whoa! Ace.
Wait, Ro.
Oh!
That one just whipped off.
Score! But what's tailgating without food and beverages? It's a good thing the Mega has this cooler right here where I've been chilling off some bevies for all of us. Let's see, we got waters, some juices, and fake beer for me. Feel like such a rock star right now. Get it? Rock. The chairs. My family think I'm funny, okay? I'm gonna charge that right there. Why not?
The girls are getting a little hungry. Can you heat these up?
Okay, I'm gonna take all these things out, and then
Go look.
let me make this a microwave.
This?
Yeah, these, we're gonna cook up these little chicken tacos, okay? So we gotta go hit the heat icon, and then we set the temperature, and then we wait as it gets a little warm, and then we'll put them inside. Okay, check this out. Is this cool or what? It's called bed mode. You can climb all the way in. Go ahead. Maybe shoes off. Let's do shoes off. There we go.
Whoa!
Have you ever seen another car do this before?
That's crazy! Wow! That's so cool!
Playtime! Is this cool or what?
Are you? Oh,
Whoa! Oh, game's gonna start soon. We gotta start cleaning up. And Christina,
what?
I turned my back for 2 seconds and you're sleeping?
This is nap mode.
It's bed mode, not nap mode. Nap
It has
mode.
a nap mode too.
You can nap mode when the kids are in bed. Let's go. Come on, we gotta rally, eat our food. It's
Fine.
gotta be heated up by now and get to the game.
All right.
All right, Tally, it's time. You wanna see if our tacos are ready? Press that button right there.
Wow.
Okay, and let's see if they're warm enough.
Wow.
Ooh, they feel good.
Phones.
We ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
My
1 for you, 5 for me. One last thing, I'm gonna turn on sentry mode so our stuff stays safe while we are at the game. All right, let's dance our way up. Do 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 do. Run, run, run. Let's go. Oh, baby. Go, go. Oh, yeah. These are the fireworks. Woohoo! Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered if a Chinese van could adapt to an American lifestyle. And after quality time spent behind the wheel, I can say with fervor that this MPV is ready for just about any American family's needs or wants. It's as smooth riding and quiet as a high-end luxury vehicle. It's got ample space in all 3 rows for adults or a plus-size Costco trip. The features are innovative and yet easy to use. Some Mandarin Chinese comprehension required. The range is plentiful, and if you don't charge it up at home overnight via level 2, it can DC fast charge from 10 to 80% in as little as 10 minutes. Not everyone is gonna love the funky styling, but one thing is for sure, this van is gonna get everyone talking. I hope there's a future in which Americans can buy a Li Auto Mega for anywhere close to its roughly converted $72,000 USD. But in the meantime, it's been a blast to pretend. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time.